second. Might on the inside. Lord Highbrow around the outside of those horses. Tucked away on the inside. Botto's had a good run. A half length further back to Coppertonic on the outside, and now Classic Bay whipped around them. A length further back on the field, it's Candide's had a good run. Apollo run the outside from Balciano. One further back, Mr. Bunnythorpe. Then came Chantaroon as well. Back terrific outside of it. Kensai being scrubbed up from Congressman. A length and a half around the world. Full at last. 2 lengths Secret Seal. Natski's back fourth last. He'll want to be far lap. Banderol's back second last, and last of all Algonquin Club. 800 out in the cup. Orthal leads Empire Rose. The Irish champ leads the favourite. A length to our Classic Bay. On the inside of Oval, out wide on is Coppertonic making a good run. Botto might going backwards. Falls back on its Candide, trying to hook around it. Terrific's coming with a run. Apollo run between horses. Well back, Natski to the straight, and Kensai goes for a rails run. 400 out. Orthal joined by Empire Rose. Botto getting up between horses. Apollo run, it's Candide. Balciano, Apollo run out wide is going up to join Empire Rose. Empire Rose has kicked away in the cup from Apollo run. Botto. Natski's flying out wide. Empire Rose in front. Natski's got a challenge race. Empire Rose a length in front. Natski trying to get to her. Empire Rose a half in front. Natski won't make it, and the big mare wins. Empire Rose beats Natski. 3 lengths away now. Botto, Apollo run. Behind those round the world, then Banderol. Next home would have been Ideal Cinnamon, Mr. Bunnythorpe, then came Kensai. Further back, Secret Seal, our Classic Bay, Chantaroon. Full at last behind those from Coppertonic. Next home, our Algonquin Club. One of the last to finish would have been It's Candide. Orthal knocked up was terrific. Lord Highbrow, Balciano and Mike.
You said that Natski would have to be far lap, and he nearly was. He's failed by about a half head, Bruce. On the outside, he hasn't quite made it, where Tony Allen has taken everything before him when he went from the outside barrier. He went up second outside.
He's won it.
Yep.
The mare's won it. Empire Rose is the first favourite since Golden Black to win the Cup in 1977. The big mare from New Zealand, 640 kilograms of her desk, has hung on to beat Natski in one of the great finishes in the Cup.
It certainly was a great finish, and at about the 20 or 300 metres out, Tony, I'm sure, was saying to himself, I've got this, but Natski, gee, was game in defeat. There's the owner,
the Fred Bodle, who last year was second, and this mare, Empire Rose, has broken all sorts of records
She's
today.
only half second outside the best metric time.
Magnificent time. It's 11.6 and 20 was third in the Cup. Botto, what a run from the other New Zealander. 11.6.20. Fourth was 23 Apollo run, and fifth was number 12, and that was round the world. But this giant mare has run her way into the record books today. The first mare since Lightfingers in 65 to win the Cup, and it was a thrilling finish. Was Natski going to pick her up at the distance? Empire Rose led by a length and a half.
I thought he was going to pick her up. She answered his challenge. Tony went for the whip. Mick Dittman riding desperately, just failed. Apollo ran a game race just to miss out on third posse. Botto getting up on the fence, but there they go to the wire. Tony did this one for his mum, I'm sure. That's who helped him.
Natski makes a drive up, and Empire Rose gets that big hat at the right time. Let's go down and join Keith Hillier with Laurie Laxton as this magnificent mare makes her way back to the mounting yard.
Okay, live television now. We have Laurie Laxton with us. Congratulations, Laurie.
We're going to New Zealand.
Yeah, what a run. What a gallant mare.
Yes, she's very good.
And what a ride by the kid.
Yes, he's very good. Yeah.
Did you believe that she would hang on and beat Natski when he was issuing that powerful finish?
It's very hard to stay in front when you've hit the front of the clock tower, but he was only sitting, he hadn't done much, and he just had to go.
Did you see the Natski camp only so close to us, jumping with joy? They thought they'd won.
Yes, well, you don't know when you're sitting up in this part of the stand, you know, you've got to wait for the call, don't you?
And did you think you had won?
I just hope we had.
Laurie, this is everything to you. What would it mean to your friends, your family in New Zealand?
Well, we've got a special group of gentlemen at a meeting in Hamilton today. It's called a Centennial Club. Trevor Knowles is there. They got the Centennial Cup, and now we've got the Bicentennial Cup. Well, they'll be having a good time.
And a triumph in tragedy for your jockey who lost his mother, sadly, only 2 months ago in New Zealand.
Yes, well, fate has changed for us, hasn't it?
Laurie, this is the finest moment in racing. We'll let you go and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Keith Hillier with Laurie Laxton and little Tony Allen, 22 years of age, who lost his mum 2 months ago. And what must he be feeling now? Empire Rose leads Natski. Des, it was a desperate drive to the line.
Yes, and it's only her big body that's made her win. If she'd have been a normal-sized mare, they got pretty close there. And it's only the big size that allowed her to win by about the half head.
So Empire Rose becomes the first mare since Lightfingers to win the Cup in 1965. She breaks the weight-carrying record. Only 2 6-year-old mares have won the Cup. She's the only horse in history to have won the New Zealand Cup, Melbourne Cup double. And she joins Carbine and Farlat amongst those place getters the previous year who have come back and won the Cup. There she's in the best company possible. Old Jack and Red Terror were placed and came back and won the Cup like this mare.
Well, they're pretty good horses to compare her with, but she's a very good mare. Lightly raced, really, seeing that she's 6-year-old. This is her 3rd Melbourne Cup.
When they talk about Melbourne Cups, they're going to remember this mare because 2 years ago she ran 5th for Bart Cummings. She was 2nd last year, beaten by Kensai. But today, in 1988, the bicentenary year of Australia, Empire Rose, in the tradition of New Zealanders, has won the Cup. And for her sire, Sir Tristram, another success. Out of Summerfleur, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Fred Bodle, an absolute gentleman of the turf, ridden by young Tony Allen, 22 years of age, a little boy who loves this horse, delights in this horse, and today he's been able to bring her home for his trainer, Laurie Laxon. She's the biggest horse in Australasia, we've been told. She weighs 640 kilograms. Most mares weigh 500 to 550. She is massive. We can just get her into the starting stalls. Today she was the first horse home.
Gee whiz, it was great to see her win, wasn't it?
It was a thrilling Cup. It was a daring ride because young Tony Allen was trapped very deep in the run down to the judge the first time. Desi had to make a decision. Would he go up or would he go backwards and pull her around? And he decided to go up and sit outside Orthal.
Well, she's such a nice strider that it was made to order his barrier because he was able to get out there. If she'd have been in on the fence, you wouldn't know what may have happened. But it was to be that there it is, just a short half head, and just missed out. But it was a very good ride, and as we mentioned about Natski, it was an unbelievable performance. 30 lengths behind Orthal at the 1,200-metre mark.
Mick Dittman nearly did it again. Empire Rose 275, 110 interim dividends in Victoria. Natski 135, Narbotto 960. I think we should go to the weighing room because this could be most interesting. Mick Dittman about to come up and join Pat Lawler. Graham, the horses got close together down there. Let's see if, before you talk to Tony, whether Mick's okay. Mick Dittman on the scales. Here's young Tony Allen. And here's Mick with Pat Lawler. Everything looks to be sweet. Let's go down and join Graham Kelly with Tony Allen. Graham.
Well, congratulations, Tony. That was magnificent.
Yeah, thanks very much. I didn't know whether to sort of go handy like I did or I was going to be caught 3 wide. So I
4 wide for a while down the straight.
4 wide, so I decided I had to go, and that was the move I sort of made before the winning post.
Were you happy with that move, being just behind the leader on the outside?
Yes, she won the New Zealand Cup, ridden exactly the same way. She can sort of race anywhere in the field, so I was never worried at any stage. She was always travelling well, and at the top of the straight I was going that good that I was just so confident.
Now, you went before the clock tower, which is not normal at Flemington, but she was going that well?
Yeah, she was going really well. I decided I sort of looked across and I've seen the challenges, so I thought, might as well go now since she's travelling well, and she always fights hard and she's determined to win all the time.
Well, what about when Natski started to come at you?
Yeah, I didn't know whether I got up or not, but Mick Dittman said I did get up, so that was all.
Lucky she's such a big mare.
Yeah, she fights well, and I think last year it looks as though she runs third, but she puts her nose right down on the post, and that's how she wins the races.
And how does it feel after last year's second?
Oh, magnificent. It's just incredible. I've had nothing better in racing before.
Great, thanks very much, Tony. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
What a wonderful moment. Well done, Graham Kelly, with young Tony Allen, 22 years of age, and Gibbo, a young fellow who 2 months ago lost his mum. And I know my mum would be back at Adelaide watching this Cup today and feeling a little bit proud. And Tony Allen, it's a pretty big job for him today to come out and achieve what he has done. It was a fantastic ride. It was a fantastic Cup.
Yeah, they always are, aren't they, Bruce? There's always great stories around the Melbourne Cup, and another one was written here this afternoon at Flemington. You think back a few months ago, a very big Kiwi lady got beaten in the America's Cup by the
the Dennis Conner boat. Today, an even bigger Kiwi lady, a 640-kilogram mare called Empire Rose, came out and proved without any doubt she's the best 2-miler in the country. We're going to come back in a moment for the presentation for the Melbourne Cup.
Welcome back to one of the most thrilling Melbourne Cup scenes we have witnessed in Victoria for a long, long time. It was fabulous Flemington at its very best, and after the Cup, there's the winner, 11, 6 and 20. Empire Rose, Natsuki, Narbotto. Apollo Run was 4th, and a 5th went to number 12, Round the World. The time 3:18.9. The margins are half ahead by 1 3/4 lengths. Correct weight after the Foster's Melbourne Cup. Let's check the local dividends all around Australia. Empire Rose was $2.75. There are odds of 9 to 2 and $1.10. Natsuki $1.35, Narbotto $9.60, Quinella $9.40, Trifecta $1,296.90, double $8.70, extra double $10.60. Empire Rose $2.75.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, Mr. Premier, Mr. John Elliott, Mr. Warner Jones, Churchill Downs, Kentucky, Sir Oswald Chung of the Royal Hong Kong Jockey Club, ladies and gentlemen. The Victoria Racing Club is proud to present the bicentenary Foster's Melbourne Cup. We are delighted with our association with Carlton United Breweries, and on behalf of the club, I congratulate the winners with that magnificent mare, Empire Rose. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Elliott, Chairman of Carlton United Breweries, who will introduce His Excellency the Governor-General. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elliott.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, Chairman of the VRC, the committee, and other distinguished guests, I think this is probably the greatest Foster's Melbourne Cup to date. We've got a wonderful day, it's been a fantastic race, and a true champion has won the race. Those of you that saw Empire Rose run on Saturday couldn't believe that she could beat Bow Road, and today she's come out and won the greatest race in the Southern Hemisphere, if not the world. And congratulations to everybody associated with her. On behalf of Foster's and Carlton United Breweries, we're delighted to be associated with this day. We congratulate you, Mr. Chairman, on wonderful organisation. This Foster's Melbourne Cup Day is a great tradition in this country, and your committee should be congratulated for organising it so well. We will be associated for many years, and it's my pleasure now to introduce the Governor-General to you all, a wonderful man, Sir Ninian Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott. Mr. Armitage, Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, guests one and all. Another cup, another Melbourne Cup, Australia's greatest horse race, and another winner that'll go down in racing history as a champion, a true champion, and a winner of this rather special cup, the Bicentennial Year Cup. And to present to the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Bodle, their cup, we have an honoured visitor today, Her Majesty, the Queen of the Netherlands, herself a great horsewoman. So congratulations to the owners. Mr. and Mrs. F.R. and T.J. Bodle, congratulations especially, of course, to the jockey, Tony Allen, to the trainer, Laurie Laxton, and never forgetting the strapper, whose name I haven't got here, Carl Gately. And each is going to have cups presented to them by Her Majesty the Queen.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Mr. Premier, Mr. Prime Minister, Chairman and members of the committee of the Victoria Racing Club, Mr. Elliott, representing Foster's, distinguished guests, all those Kiwi supporters, and ladies and gentlemen. Winning the McKinnon Stakes was a terrific thrill. Winning the Melbourne Cup is a dream come true. And what makes it that much more pleasurable for us is that the mare Empire Rose is a family pet. She's a real member of the family. We bred her dam, and we raced her grand dam, and it's going to be a great thrill in a couple of years' time to see her in the broodmare paddock with a filly at foot representing the fourth generation of the family. I must congratulate our trainer, Laurie Laxton. He's done a fantastic job. Only a fortnight ago, I wanted to scratch the horse because she hadn't had a race, and his remarks were, don't worry, I'll have her ready on the 1st of November, no sooner, no later. But he was wrong. She was ready for the McKinnon. However, he's got a great team. He's ably assisted by his wife, Sheila, who herself is a very capable horseman, a tremendous staff, and an outstanding training facility. And all credit to Mr. Laxton. And of course, last but not least, Tony Allen. And I think he's proven to you on the last 3 occasions he's ridden here, on every occasion he's ridden an outstanding race. And I've got to congratulate Tony. And finally, on behalf of all racegoers, owners, trainers, all racing enthusiasts, through Mr. Foster, I would like to express the appreciation of all racing enthusiasts in Foster's sponsorship in this race, which has enabled the VRC to promote the Melbourne Cup as one of the top 3 races on the world racing calendar. Thank you.
And now I'd ask Her Majesty to present the trophy to the trainer, Laurie Laxton, about whom you just heard.
Your Majesty, Excellency, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my staff and my wife, I'd like to thank Foster's very, very much for the sponsorship, and I'd also like to say hello to our friends at the Centennial Club in New Zealand, an annual function that we have, and I'm only excused from that if I'm here. It's the Centennial Cup that they have on parade there. One of our members is Trevor Knowles, who won it in 1960 with High Jinks. I think next year the Bicentennial Cup will be sitting alongside it. Thank you very much.
And now, Tony Allen, who rode such a magnificent race.
Mr. Chairman, members of the VRC, ladies and gentlemen, well, this is by far my greatest thrill in racing, and it'll be hard to sort of get something to better this. I'd like to thank the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Bodle, for giving me the privilege of riding such a great horse like Empire Rose. I'd like to thank Laurie and Sheila Laxton for the way they have got the horse ready in such short time. I'd also like to thank my girlfriend Tracy for the help she's put into my riding. Race riding. And I'd like to thank all my friends who have come here to see me ride Empire Rose today. Thanks very much.
And now the strapper, whose name everyone knows, Carl Gately, and he's being presented by Her Majesty with the Tommy Woodcock Trophy.
I'd just like to say thank you for the prize that I've received for looking after Empire Rose, and sort of, as it is in memory of Tommy Woodcock, who's a strapper and trainer of Farlette. And everybody knows he's such a great horse. And so that's about it, really. Well, thank you very much.
Well, they all did a fine job out there, and that completes the presentation for the 1988 Foster's Melbourne Cup. Well, there's always the hard luck story, the story where the jockey couldn't quite get there. And we're taking over to Ted Ryan.
Sovereign Lady. Triumphal Queen 120, Angel on High 315, Silver Thatch 555, Come on Angel 990, Trapine Queen 855, Glitter and Glow 1395, Beaver Called 2415, Dimple Plains 1460, Long Jump $18, Aspiring Lash 22, Aces Lady 18, and New Step $84 and 85 cents. They're the openers or the updates on race number 6 for that cup. I can't wait to have a look at it again, Gibbo. I'd like to.
Bonavito in the centre. Light flashes. Attendant settle New Step. Ready, and they're off and racing. Caught them in a fair line. Glitter and Glow will drop out the back in the early stages, and the grey Silver Patch the best to jump out, and Super Unicorn showing speed up on her inside. Then Sovereign Lady followed by Dimple Plains, and Come on Angel gets up on the fence. Trapine Queen caught wide. They were followed by Triumphal Queen, next Aces Lady. Around the outside, Long Jump, then Glitter and Glow. Getting back a little bit was New Step when they've settled down, and back towards the tail end of the field was Come on Angel. There's about 10 lengths between first from last, and Dimple Plains goes to the front from Super Unicorn. Silver Thatch was next, and Trapine Queen going up 4 deep. A length and a half behind those in a Triumphal Queen. Around the outside goes Aspiring Lass, and then Long Jump Sovereign Lady was behind them, followed by Aces Lady. Around the outside as they come to the turn was New Step, and further back to Glitter and Glow. Come on Angel is back near last as they come around the turn, and going up on the outside to take the lead, Trapine Queen from Super Unicorn and Dimple Plains. Then Silver Patch just in behind them, a length and a half away, then a Beaver Call, and they were followed by Long Jump Sovereign Lady trying to get into the clear, followed by Come on Angel as they run down towards the 400 metres point. Sovereign Lady, the top weight, goes up, getting through in the centre, is running on hard. Angel on High, Trapine Queen battling back on the inside. Angel on High and Trapine Queen. Angel on High taking a narrow lead. At wide is Silver Thatch and Sovereign Lady. Angel on High is just in front. Silver Thatch is coming in at late. Angel on High hangs on and wins a half head. Angel on High is first. Silver Thatch second. Trapine Queen ran third. Then Sovereign Lady, a brilliant finish. Then came Long Jump, followed by Beaver Call, Super Unicorn, Glitter and Glow. Triumphal Queen, never a chance from Aces Lady, Aspiring Lass. Further back in the field, a New Step. And they were followed at the head of the others by Dimple Plains and Come on Angel.
Another super ride by Michael Clark. Always has his horse ready to pounce when they turn for home. One of the characteristics of his riding is that he's pounced, poised, ready to go, and he went there just enough because Silver Thatch kept coming. The favourite, Triumphal Queen, was gone well before the turn, under extreme pressure back at the 400. Number 4 has won the race. At Triumphal March, 4 from 5. Silver Thatch is second, and number 7, Trapine Queen, third.
Angel on high in Victoria, 320 and 95. Silverthatch 170, Trapine Queen 230, Quinella 2160, Running Double 2790. Still waiting on that trifecta dividend for 4, 5 and 7. We'll give you that shortly. 320. And this is where they finished after the Melbourne Cup. Empire Rose first by half a head from Natski. What a run it was. Third, Narbotto, the bolter from New Zealand. Fourth placing Apollo Run, who looked a big chance of winning with 200 metres to run. Fifth, Round the World for Bart Cummings. Not suited by the track, but a very good run. Banderole came from last for New Zealand for sixth. In seventh place, Ideal Centreman with Michael Clark. An excellent performance. He's really his first season. Mr. Bunnythorpe from New Zealand was eighth. He was an outsider. Ninth, Full at Last, who won the St. Leger. Not a bad run. 10th, well, he was the winner last year, but not so today, Kensai. Still a game performance. Secret Seal for Russ Hinds, finished in the middle of the field, 11th. 12th, It's Candide, the mare for Mike Willisey. Shantaroon was disappointing, 13th, never really got into it. Coppertonic, 14th for Gary Willett, still yet to win the Cup. Congressman, 15th for Darren Gauchi and George Hanlon. We're getting back to those horses that were disappointing now. Algonquin Club came from nearly last, but he didn't pass too many. A big gap to Orthal, the early leader. He knocked up to finish 17th. Lord Highbow likes to sting out of the ground, 18th. Valciano is not the same horse that finished 4th last year. He was 19th. And then a long gap to Mike. Now, the two missing, we haven't found Terrific and Our Classic Bay, but we know they're in there somewhere. So that's how they went. If you back those, harder for those bookmakers again today.
But there's only one to move up, Bruce. Just the one out for the Hardy Brothers 1200. As you said before, the famous straight six course. Now, Call Me the Breeze is the horse out behind the starting stalls with Brent Thompson. There it is in the screen. Brent hasn't ridden a winner today and obviously doesn't like the starting stalls, but nonetheless, there's 6 men working on her, including the clerk of the course, and they usually prevail. Manpower against horsepower. Call Me the Breeze, one of the fancies in this race. It's number 5. And on the Victorian tote, it's about $3.25, which is equivalent to odds of 11 to 2. Now, Call Me the Breeze about to go in. Brent gives it a little push, and they're all set to go. There's one rearing in barrier number 13. Looks like Hot Times. Now they've settled. Classman a bit toey, stands better. Attendance in with the outside 2. Light on, and they're racing. Call Me the Breeze jumped in the air and missed the start slightly. One of the best out was Classman. Going quickly was the Grey Franklin Drive, and also getting away well Fighting Man, and they're all going across to the inside. Grey Berber going fast. Call Me the Breeze racing ungenerously in the first 100 metres or so. Eskra getting up on the inside with Crush to share the early leader. Norgren Miss just behind them from Western Ace. And a break in the field then to Classman as they settle fully to stride. They've got about 800 metres left to go. Norgren Miss, one of the bolters, shares the lead with the Grey Berber. Just in behind them, Classman going up on the outside. Call Me the Breeze. Esker trying to get up on the inside, followed by Bailey Wick. Crush behind those. Getting into the clear, Fighting Man, followed by Classman. That wider on the track, Wolverine Diamond, followed by Hot Time, starting to run on from Franklin Drive. Many chances with about 400 metres left to go. Western Ace got through in the centre, took a narrow lead from Crush on its inside. They were followed by Flying Crystal trying to get out. Down the outside was Classman, Wolverine Diamond out wider. Inside the 200 metres point, it's Crush about a length to the half clear. Classman is trying to peg it back, and they were followed by Bailey Wick. But Crush is 2 lengths in front. Classman can't peg it back, and Crush is going to win from Classman and